Back in 2022, during an interview for The Gray Man, Ryan Gosling casually dropped a bombshell. He wants to play Ghost Rider in the MCU. It didn't take long for Kevin Feige to chime in. He acknowledged Gosling's huge fan base and even hinted that Marvel is definitely going to collaborate with him at some point. But here's where it gets interesting. A Ghost Rider project has apparently been simmering behind the scenes for a while now. The studio's been flip-flopping on whether it should be a full-blown theatrical release or a Disney Plus series. This isn't the first time Marvel's been indecisive like this. Remember Moon Knight? That project bounced around for years, with some execs pushing for a movie before it finally landed as a series in 2022. But let's be real. If Marvel actually snags Gosling, they're not going to confine him to streaming. That's box office gold just waiting to happen. A big screen debut feels way more likely if they want to fully capitalize on Gosling's star power. Now, here's where things could have gotten wild. Ghost Rider almost made his MCU debut already. In August, concept artist Rodney Funabella shared some insane artwork featuring an alternate final battle with the Deadpool core. The piece showed Ben Affleck's Daredevil and Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider among the other characters from Void. But in a move that's guaranteed to stir up some controversy, both Daredevil and Rider were scrapped from the final cut. Fans have been left wondering what could have been. Ryan Reynolds even revealed that he personally spoke with Nicolas Cage about reprising his role as Johnny Blaze in Deadpool and Wolverine. But director Sean Levy felt the movie was already overloaded with cameos, so some characters got the axe. That's why Affleck's Daredevil didn't make the final cut either, though in his case, they at least explained it in the plot. There's a rumor that Henry Cavill was supposed to play Magneto, not a Wolverine variant like everyone thought. While all this was happening, Nicolas Cage has been busy with another Marvel gig, a live-action Spider-Man series, where he's set to star as the lead. As for whether he'll ride again as Johnny Blaze in a Ghost Rider reboot or in Secret Wars, that's still up in the air. But honestly, it's starting to feel like a win, not an if. Multiple insiders have been dropping hints that Marvel's actively developing a Ghost Rider project, and while nothing's officially confirmed yet, when the rumor mill keeps pointing in the same direction, you know there's probably some fire beneath the smoke. Originally, Marvel's plan was to give Blade and Ghost Rider their own solo specials after Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, and Elsa Bloodstone. These projects were supposed to build toward a full-blown Midnight Suns movie. There were even whispers that Sam Raimi was tapped to direct the crossover. But then Marvel hit the brakes. The specials and the entire supernatural branch of the MCU have been put on hold indefinitely. A crossover isn't on the table yet. Still, Ghost Rider remains a top priority, and insiders say development is very much alive. In fact, pushing forward with Ghost Rider is one of the reasons why the Nova series got delayed. Marvel wants to lean more into the supernatural side of things instead of going back to cosmic adventures, at least for now. In an interview with Collider, Marvel Television head Brad Winderbaum revealed that Ghost Rider is set to debut very soon, likely in a series similar to Moon Knight, with minimal connections to other MCU stories. But here's the kicker. Winderbaum hinted that the main character won't be Johnny Blaze. Instead, they're focusing on Danny Ketch. For comic fans, you'll know Danny was Johnny's half-brother and took up the Ghost Rider mantle in the 90s. He led some of the biggest storylines, battling demonic forces and dark groups like Black Sky. So it seems Marvel is diving into this era for their supernatural push. Let's not sugarcoat it. The MCU's been in a bit of a slump lately. Some of the recent projects didn't exactly bomb, but they definitely underperformed both at the box office and with critics. It's clear Marvel needs fresh blood. And let's be honest, third-tier heroes like Ironheart or Ms. Marvel aren't going to carry the franchise into the next big phase. Sure, introducing the Fantastic Four and X-Men is a smart move, but Marvel's got another ace up their sleeve, Ghost Rider. Now, some might argue that Ghost Rider already showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., played by Gabriel Luna. But since that show isn't considered canon in the main MCU, the door's wide open for a fresh start. A new Ghost Rider could be fully integrated into the larger universe and might even become one of the key players driving the MCU's future. If Marvel plays their cards right, Ghost Rider could be the jolt the franchise desperately needs, and casting is going to be crucial. Marvel knows they can't just throw in a random no-name actor. They need a fan favorite, someone who will ignite buzz. Keanu Reeves or Norman Reedus would be perfect fits for the role, and both have already expressed interest. Even Ryan Gosling has openly said he wants the part. If any of these three land the role, it'll spark a massive wave of excitement. Another option: bring back Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze and introduce Danny Ketch as the younger central character. That could work too. But honestly, I'd love to see a full-on origin story. It's been way too long since we've had one, and there's just something epic about watching that transformation from the start. But the perfect stage for Ghost Rider's return is Secret Wars, set for release in 2027, with the Russo brothers reportedly returning to direct. This movie is expected to unite the current MCU lineup with characters from past Marvel franchises, including the X-Men films. It'd be the ultimate chance for Cage to reignite his Ghost Rider legacy, and you can bet fans would be all over that. Speaking of Cage, according to insiders, after initially turning down Ryan Reynolds' offer, Cage is now actively in talks with Marvel Studios about reprising his role. While we don't know exactly which project he might join, the smart money says that if he returns, we'll likely see him in the next Avengers film. What happens after the multiverse saga? That's still a mystery. Marvel's keeping things tight-lipped, but there have been plenty of hints about the studio's desire to adapt the Midnight Sun storyline that would dive deep into the MCU's darker, supernatural corners, bringing in vampires, demons, and all kinds of undead chaos. Ghost Rider has always been a central figure in the Midnight Suns, so his involvement would be essential. Here's the twist, though. If Marvel greenlights Midnight Suns, they might opt for a younger actor to take on the Ghost Rider mantle. And with Gosling openly interested and Marvel clearly eyeing him, it's looking more and more likely that he could be the one to lead the charge. Whether it's a solo film or a Midnight Suns crossover, a Ghost Rider project with Gosling at the helm would be a box office juggernaut. Rumors and leaks are flying everywhere about Marvel's future plans for Ghost Rider. These details also tie into other key supernatural characters and artifacts in the MCU, like Blade, Black Knight, and the Darkhold. It's all but confirmed that Marvel will adapt Midnight Suns into a feature-length film, but don't expect it to be a carbon copy of the comics. Based on current speculation, we could see Blade, Moon Knight, an alternate Doctor Strange variant, Man-Thing, Black Knight, Elsa Bloodstone, and Werewolf by Night as team members. But let's be real, Midnight Suns without Ghost Rider just wouldn't feel right. Ghost Rider is one of Marvel's most powerful and downright badass characters. His Hellfire abilities are so intense, he's gone toe-to-toe with literal gods. But it's not just about raw power. Fans love Ghost Rider for his rebellious attitude and iconic design. He's the perfect mix of dark fantasy and dynamic action, practically begging for a spot in the MCU. Kevin Feige even hinted at his love for old westerns, and rumor has it that Marvel's planning to lean into that vibe with a Ghost Rider story that ties into whispers about an origin story for Carter Slade, the Wild West Ghost Rider. Carter was a Texas Ranger who made a fatal mistake, got sentenced to death, and struck a deal with Mephisto to save his soul, becoming a cursed spirit hunter in the process. So whether it's Nicolas Cage, Ryan Gosling, or someone else entirely, one thing's for sure: the spirit of vengeance is coming back, and the MCU will never be the same.